Hey traders from around the world, what's going on? It's me, Jeremy Alexander Newsome with reallifetrading.com. It's been so long since we've had a stock review. Woo! Pleasure being with you today. This is Monday, the 8th of January 2017. Phenomenal, fantastic, wonderful, and superfluous time for us to chat markets together. I hope you have been making some good money over the last 5 days. It was easy. Easier than playing beer pong with a bowling ball. SPY, new all-time highs. You just had a phenomenal, look at this. Just gorgeous. One white soldier gap, bullish gap last week on Tuesday. Pretty interesting stat. I shared some with you last week about the overall S&P. And let me scroll up here into some chats. These are all the trades that we were posting and talking about yesterday. I love Slack. I love this community. Got to make sure to be a part of that at some point here in the near future. Let me just keep scrolling. Sorry, just so much good info. So much good stuff. All of this free stuff too. All right, here's the stat. After 4 trading days, the S&P is up 2.6% year to date. When the first 5 days are up greater than 2%. Since 1950, the S&P 500 is higher for the year. 15 out of 15 times, average return is 18.6%. It does appear that unless something goes crazy in the next 2.5 minutes, all of it should end bullish on the day. The S&P, the Dow, the Qs, and the IWM. And I think this is going to be a pretty good year overall. Again, average 18.5%. Back on December 29th, which is really the last time we spoke, I mentioned that one of two things was going to happen in 2018. Either 2018 would be sideways and choppy, and then we go higher in 2019, or we're just going to keep with this bullish trend in 2018, and then 2019 might have a little bit of a pullback and drop. We'll see, but so far it looks like it's going to be the latter, where we just slowly keep grinding higher. Now at this point, any dip will be a buying opportunity, in my opinion. So use those moving averages. When some really strong selling comes in, look to buy the dip. That's the S&P. Here's the ETF for the Dow Jones, which is the DIA. And again, just a small, cute little candle, which did make a higher high and a higher low today. Here's the Qs, which tracks the NASDAQ. And again, just a superb dip buying opportunity. Look at the trend. Look where we pulled back to. Previous all-time high right here. It doesn't really get much easier than this. This was so simple. Previous all-time high. We literally trade up and just pulled back into old resistance, new support. That is Elliott Wave trading 101 right there. It's the easiest support I've seen. That's a dip buying opportunity. What more do you want? Bullish candle, bullish gap last week on Tuesday at open, and the market just crushing it from there. Should be interesting to see exactly what happens on the Qs, but bullish is my thought. And the IWM, which is the ETF that tracks the Russell 2000. Pulling that up. Oops, typed in the wrong ticker. IWM. Trading view has been a little weird for me recently. IWM, also a nice hammer-ish type of candle. This green box represented some credit spreads that a lot of real-life traders are in. First 2018 target on the IWM is 161.23. So be bullish to neutral. Don't really see any specific reason why that will change right now. Big news tonight, obviously, for any of my college football fans. If you're in the South, you might have heard that there's a game tonight. And I am in the South, being in Nashville, Tennessee. Georgia Bulldogs and the, what's the other team? I think it's Alabama. They're playing tonight in the college championship game. So there's a little link right there for those who are fans of the sport. Go ahead and let me know who you think is going to win. Personally, I'm taking Georgia. Georgia covering the 45 over/under total points, and they're going to cover the spread. Strong game. Looking for Georgia to win. I think they're just highly underrated right now. Well, not underrated, that's the wrong term. I think they're just not given a good enough chance. This is their year, I think, to win the championship, and I'll have a lot of my family who will be going bazonkers if they actually do win this game. So let me know who you think is going to win. Let's go ahead and hop into some stocks that were requested. Over the last 2 weeks on vacation, I got about 417 emails on Watt. Apparently it did something big. WATT. Strong bullish move on the 27th of December. Fantastic bullish opportunity, and the next day as well. I had a few traders actually email me, mostly on this day, asking if it was a good time to buy, and my answer was very simple. I said no. This is a retest gap. It's moved like hundreds of percent in the last 3 days. This is not the time to buy. White candle gapping up as a retest, let it retest and buy the dip, which it did. So for those who wait on that, congratulations. Here's the weekly chart. And yes, granted, there is some serious volume coming in on this thing, some good candles, and we are making some higher highs and higher lows. So in my opinion, the best way to trade Watt, pull up the hourly chart, understand and dictate and look at the gaps. And what we'll see right here is this morning star reversal pattern starting to form. Entry, stop would be one aggressive way to play it. But look at that bounce off the 50 with that morning star reversal. Very, very pretty. There's Watt. That's my view of it. I don't have any position on that one. Here is VGZI, which I think my buddy Marios over there in Cyprus wanted me to look at. Here's the daily chart. And VGZI, very strong, solid bullish candle on the 5th of January. Just a good breakout. It's been trading sideways in a nice little trend. Strong gap up today. Very fun and fadeable. All of those buyers who bought all on Friday, they sold locking in profits this morning. That's what caused that fade. Here's the weekly chart on VGZI, and it just gapped up right into some resistance. Here's the resistance right here, and overall stock is pretty much still going sideways. So on this particular point on VGZI, Mario, I don't know when this is going to break out, but if and when it can break above $10, if you're looking at going bullish, that's where I would personally. Had Brad request, Mr. Brad Hauser request Bitcoin review. Never heard of it. Just kidding. Bitcoin, BTC USD. I like this weekly chart right here. What's interesting about the weekly chart is that we have the 10 EMA at 13,000. A little bit of a lower shadow already. Here's the daily chart. You had some news. It was really actually pretty stupid news in crypto out there that caused a little bit of sell-off. We do have a new real-life trading cryptos chat pane, and obviously you all know the cat's out of the bag. The real-life trading crypto program will be coming up in the next few weeks, so make sure to get in the room to get a part of that action. But yeah, this is a fun little chat pane, very chatty for sure, to say the least. Some phenomenal information and some incredible people. But here was the news. The market pretty much just crashed when CoinMarketCap removed the Korean exchanges from their coin price calculations. All the coins pretty much got a big reevaluation, so it was pretty much dumb news. Anyway, 50 EMA, 13,679 will be a pretty good buying opportunity if we ever get back down there. Here's the 100 simple, but yes, I'm very happy to know that Bitcoin is just trading sideways and consolidating for a while. I will buy the mess out of it if it gets back down there again, and that will be a good buy low, sell high. At this particular point, could also be an inverted head and shoulders pattern. What I can say is, if we at any point take out the high of this candle, which will close in about 3 hours, and then we take out the high of this candle, it is only a matter of time before you will see Bitcoin double in 2018. That's my viewpoints on Bitcoin. Here's ticker symbol EC that was also requested. And let's see, EC, wow, what a strong trend. Yes, very, very good move, but you have missed this one if you are not in it. Yeah, that was just spectacular. So here's the exponential moving averages. My honest answer is just look for a pullback on this one, at least into the 10, which is 1561, maybe even the 20, which is 1454. If you pull up the weekly chart again, that 200 is at 1491. So yeah, be patient on this one. I missed the boat. It's okay. Sometimes you miss the boat, but that's what lifesavers are for. Very strong support resistance right about there, which is also corresponding with that 200 simple. Very good volume. Trend is bullish for sure. Just look to buy the dip and be patient. Let it come to you. That's EC. Here is UHS, which was also requested. Universal Healthcare Systems. This is the weekly chart. And what we have on Universal Health, we're going to have to go out to a little bit of a bigger time frame because it does appear that we're in some type of distribution phase. Some really ugly patterns. Strong bullish move from like 2008 until about now. This is 2012, but strong bullish move. This is all a giant correction, in my opinion. If you come over here to the monthly chart, you'll see it even better. This is, overall some kind of wave 3. This is a big wave 4, and at some point it probably breaks out into wave 5. But right now, unless you're owning this one long term, I just see it more bullish to neutral. Bull put spreads, put sales, owning some shares, doing some covered calls, something that's not super exciting. Since this is a monthly chart, let that pattern just kind of slowly meander its way over. And yeah, try to buy the dip on this one as low as you can. And you missed, or at least I missed, the double bottom down here. Very nice double bottom. So if you are buying, don't buy the breakout on this one, at least not yet. Buy the dip, buy low, sell high, own and hold until you're bored with it. Christian requested Google, and Google, I want to give a shout out to my good buddy Brian Bodie, who is in a phenomenal bull put spread on Google. Another just powerhouse of a trend. Started with the big move on the 2nd of January. That's when everything was going, and this was certainly going. New all-time highs on Google. If you remember my analysis I just mentioned on the Qs not too long ago, probably looking for the exact same thing to happen. Previous all-time high, boom, boom, boom. Buy the dip around 1080 on Google. And then last but not least, I had ATUS also requested. Here's ATUS. Let me pull this one up, and this is the daily chart. I'm looking at this one for Nick, and ATUS pretty much IPO'd, pooped its pants a little bit. Some strong selling came in, but it is in a potential buy low, sell high location on ATUS. Not the New York stock market, New York Stock Exchange is not going to let any IPO just hemorrhage itself and go down to zero in the first year. So this is a pretty solid, right at 50% sell-off, massive move. You'll notice you got a double bottom down here. Boop, 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 boop. Right there. Nice double bottom. Very nice retest of the neckline. So at this juncture, some type of 1, 2, 3, maybe a pullback into about 20-ish, almost 20, and then probably a pop into the 100 simple on the daily. But the 100 simple on the daily, Nick, will be a very strong resistance. So just keep that price in mind. And last but not least, Apple. Had a lot of traders looking at Apple today. I'm going to give this one about 2 or 3 days to see if it can break above this resistance. It's only a matter of time, in my opinion, but we do have a killer weekly options newsletter trade that we got in back around here on Apple, and it's up nicely. Strong resistance, right? No denying that. We've been here before, I think is the word I'm looking for. And at this point, it's just trading sideways. Here's the weekly chart. I really like last week's candle. Looks nice. It's a one white soldier candle off of the 10. We did make a higher high and higher low. At some point, I can see Apple breaking out of there. 200 will be an easy hit this year, in my opinion. Here's the daily chart on on Apple. And at this level, only one of two things are going to happen in the next month or so. Granted, even though earnings is right around the corner, here's my kind of anticipation for Apple. Either this turns into a channel where we break lower and roll back down and then bounce, right? So that'll be a buyable location if it pulls back. Or I'm gonna give it 2 or 3 days, see if it can make some new all-time highs. If that happens, look to buy that dip. But if you're in shares long term, I'm gonna keep owning. It's Apple. Victor has a put sale that will expire in 2 weeks down there at 160. So good job, Victor. And from this point on Apple, we'll see what continues to transpire from here. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in. I missed you all. Glad to be back. I'll see you Wednesday. And until then, remember, love life, live life, and trade it. Bye.